In West Narok County, communities are stepping up to protect one of the world's most threatened mammals, the pangolin. Shy, nocturnal, and covered in keratin scales, pangolins are under intense pressure from illegal wildlife trade, driven by demand for their scales and meat across Asia and Africa. More than 1 million pangolins are estimated to have been trafficked in the last decade, pushing all 8 species towards extinction. In Nyekweri, at least 15 have died from electrocution in 3 years. Residents are now modifying electric fences to allow safe passage, while the Kenya Wildlife Service plans to track their movements. Margaret Kimathi has that story.
The rolling hills of Mara West open into a breathtaking landscape of sweeping savanna, scattered acacia trees, and the dense Nyekweri forest. This is home to the giant ground pangolin, one of the largest and rarest of the 8 pangolin species. Once widespread across Kenya's southern forests, it was presumed locally extinct until camera traps rediscovered it in 2021. Today, fewer than 30 ground pangolins are believed to survive here, making this ecosystem critical to its future.
They called us one night when they'd seen one pangolin, and that's the moment we realized it's a giant ground pangolin. Now, the problem was that the habitat was getting lost very fast. The landowners were cutting down the forest to open up the area for grazing and also to do farming. Now, that meant that the giant pangolin was losing its habitat very quickly.
For communities around Mara West, protecting pangolins has become a shared responsibility. By de-electrifying the lower strands of over 90 kilometers of electric fencing, residents are reducing electrocution, one of the leading causes of death for pangolins, and allowing safer movement.
Pangolin to us, if we go to our language, we call it entaboi. Entaboi is kind of a heinous crime or something that has never been seen. So when you get an entaboi, and then you might be a lucky person. So to me, I encourage the community to leave other agricultural products to do conservation.
They usually curl around the fence, then they get continuously electrocuted, and then they die. For instance, from 2022 November, we have recorded 15 deaths of pangolins. Through
community partnerships and conservation leases, about 12,000 acres of forest and grasslands are now protected. Peter Oletompoi, who has lived in Nyekweri for over 7 decades, has leased 170 hectares, earning 10,000 per hectare per year.
Sasa tunaweza kutuma watoto wetu shule kwa hiyo pesa ya lease bila kuuza hata ng'ombe, ambayo tumeona ni faida kubwa. Na sisi kama pastoralists, ukiona ng'ombe yako inakaa alafu umepata pesa mahali kwingine, hiyo ni faida kubwa.
Conservation leasing will have more benefits compared to farming in the long run. As an example, we employ the locals. Secondly, we are looking into starting school bursaries for only the people in the lease.
The conservation effort continues with tagging. We join a team of rangers and monitoring experts at night as they head to retag 2 pangolins. It is raining heavily, but the search goes on these elusive nocturnal animals. Guided by camera traps, local trackers, and signs such as burrows and feeding marks, the team moves carefully through the forest. After minutes of walk, we spot a pangolin. Trained personnel handle it gently, blindfold it to reduce stress, and then fit it with 2 tracking devices. The process is swift and precise. Within minutes, the pangolin is released back into the wild, minimizing disturbance.
The first one was quite easy to find because it was in an open area. The second one was along the riverine landscape, which makes it really hard to see anything. The first one we saw was a smaller female. She's around 20 kilos. and they can get double the size in kilos. So it's quite a smaller one.
We normally tag them with 2 tags at the same time. That is the VHF tag and the satellite tag. We put on the same individuals. The satellite tag normally doesn't stay for long because of the battery level.
Back at the control room, the forest comes alive through data and screens. This control room plays an important role in protecting pangolins by showing their exact location in real time. If a pangolin is in danger, the team responds immediately to ensure its safety. Pangolins are the world's most trafficked mammals, driven by massive demand for their scales and meat across Asia and Africa. Their scales are wrongfully believed to treat illness such as rheumatism and skin diseases, while their meat is considered a luxury delicacy, fueling a multi-million-dollar black market. Over 1 million pangolins are estimated to have been trafficked in the last decade.
Pangolins are also environmental cleaners. By eating ants and termite, they also reduce pressure on human beings when it's come to household issues.
Since 2020, TASC has supported the Pangolin project, providing critical funding and visibility to efforts aimed at protecting giant ground pangolins. Margaret Kimathi, NTV.